Hi. Okay, so let's just get right into chapter five. So just to summarize it clearly, I guess the main thing that this chapter tried to highlight was productive paranoia, and really that defined that by three different dimensions. And the one thing that stood out was how they identified oxygen canisters along the way. So that kind of involves preparing yourself throughout. For instance, if a situation, you're preparing yourself for a situation along the way that you might encounter, let's say death circumstances, you have parameters set in place that will alleviate said pain. So that's just another way of preparing yourselves, and that's kind of also speaks to being very paranoid, but at the same time productive in that sense. And another thing that they highlighted, which was the zoom out, zoom in method. I found that pretty interesting. Essentially, that's being able to take yourself in a situation or a problem and zooming out, identifying and understanding it, and then be able to lock back in. So that's a skill that's very useful, especially in situations of distress, but also just in always being able to evolve, I guess, in different situations. And the quote that I found most fascinating was, let me just get this right. The only mistakes you can learn from are the ones you survive. So I found that very interesting, at least for quote wise. That kind of just speaks to, it's you can obviously the only way you can actually learn from your mistakes is, well, you better be able to be still standing to learn from those mistakes. So setting those canisters, oxygen canisters, so to speak, along the way could ensure that this quote is true. So I guess to provide example of an oxygen canister in my own life that I've done, I guess you could tie back always to wrestling. How I would, let's say Saturday I had a meet, so starting on Monday I had to lose 10 pounds. So I would make sure to set designated times throughout the week that where I would have the opportunity to lose and go run. That way I wouldn't just wait till the last second on Friday to cut all the weight, because that's just not, being very paranoid, I get in the sense, and being productive. And one way that this failed, I guess you could say, where I didn't have oxygen canister, was where I missed weight because I had too many classes and didn't set aside enough time to accomplish my homework. So I had to focus on that rather than actually cutting weight and preparing along the way.